Hi there, it's Jo here. I thought I'd do a speak to camera intro today because I haven't done that for a while. So we're here with a pick a card reading, and this pick a card reading is all about Libra season. So balancing the scales of justice, all of those sorts of things, real balance elements coming in. This will be all for September and October, so the energies that will be affecting your life in those months. We have 4 piles, as you can see behind me, setting up for it, and I have little objects, a little bit of fun, that are looking at the energies that we're going to be working with for this pick a card. Libra season starts at the spring equinox or the autumn equinox if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Some big energy shifts happening around that time. So you may notice those in your body. You may notice that there is quite a difference and opening up happening in the world. That's how I'm sort of feeling it myself. Even though there's many places in the world who are in lockdown at the moment, and I'm in one of those places in Melbourne. For me, the energies of Libra are about rebalancing, and in our world at the moment we really need to focus on rebalancing. And so personally in our own lives we need to work on bringing ourselves into balance, and that might be just catching ourselves with our thoughts, particularly when we're in autopilot, but the cards that you pick today will be, you know, the energies that are coming up for you at the time of this new season. So let's get right into it. I will give you an overview of all of the cards so that you can choose which pile is calling you. And as always, if more than one pile is calling you, it means that there's a message in both piles. And it might not mean that the whole message from each pile is relevant, but it might mean that your soul or your spirit is guiding you to, or your higher self is guiding you to hear that aspect of that reading and then that aspect of that reading. Because it's a general reading, it's not specifically going to be tailored for you. But I do private readings. If you would like to book one of those, there's a link in the description box below. So let's get straight into these readings. I'll see you soon. And here we have our cards or our piles, and they're sort of the symbols for our piles today. So we have pile 1 with a little turtle that my daughter has made, a pile 2 which is a bracelet, I'm not sure if she made that or not, pile 3 a shell that has been collected, and pile 4 we have a little cat, little purple cat, which is super cute. Anyway, and we have these little mascots for each of the piles today, helping you make a selection, which pile is calling you. Remember, this is all about Libra season and about the energies that will be affecting your life at this time. So focus on which pile or piles are calling you, and then find the stamps or the time stamps in the description box and the comments below. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3 and pile 4. Let's get right into these readings. Hi there, if you picked pile number 1, this is your reading for Libra season, and we have our little turtle. You know what to do. So it feels like Archangel Uriel is talking to you because perhaps you've been mulling over a situation, a problem, even a conversation for some of you. So you may have had a conversation in the last few weeks, or even just week, that really is sort of setting you on fire. It's really kind of burning inside. And what do I mean by that? It's kind of like it's sparked a flame inside of you because it has triggered something deep within. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. And Archangel Uriel and the spirit messages that are coming quite strongly is that it's like it's ignited the passion within, and it was meant to. It was really meant to. It was meant to not start a war, but it was meant to cause you to sit up and take notice. Let's just say that. And just make sure you can see all of these cards. Okay. So I've put all of your cards out, which I don't always do, but this is how we're doing it today. So as you can see, straight under, you know what to do, with Archangel Uriel, we have King Solomon and priorities. And we have quite a regal, a royal messenger coming to you, telling you that this is a priority. Whatever it is that has lit the spark with your passion is really, really important. It is time to kind of like part the Red Sea and, put everything else on hold while you focus on this idea, while you focus on what it is that this is bringing up for you, what it is about this passion or that has been triggered inside of you by this conversation or relationship or whatever it is that's happened recently that has made you, in the beginning, have a really, really strong reaction. And now it's like, you know what to do. It's kind of like I can feel that whatever weight was on your shoulders about this, because it started that real passionate energy coming up. And I'm really noticing the dragonfly over here too. So there's lots of passionate energy in that, and it's all rising up. So this energy is all rising. And it's not just one lot of rising, it's multiple risings. This is, it's like a succession of rising. So it's kind of like if it just happened once, you'd be able to put it aside and maybe push it back down again. But because it's multiple and perhaps 3 times, it happened 3 times, but there's this succession. So it's like whatever it is that you did experience, there was multiple of them, or if you haven't yet had that experience, there will be. And this is a master number. So we've got Dragonfly, which is all about transformation, all about change and new ways of being and leaving behind the old. And the idea of renewment, which is not even a word, but the idea of being renewed is what I'm getting. So Libra season for you is about clarity, bringing in. And again, I wasn't even looking at the dragonfly card when I said that, because I was looking at this fire that has been lit inside you, and it's about bringing in that clarity of you knowing that that spirit, that your higher self. It's like they're not twisting the knobs, but it's kind of like they are doing that. They're not winding you up. The words are setting you free, but they are, enabling you to see the priorities at the moment. Because even though the world is, in so many places in the world we're shut down, it doesn't mean that things aren't happening. We're sitting inside, like the deep freeze. We've got the outside world is in deep freeze. Our worlds are slowed right down, almost to the point of nothing happening. But what you notice in this card is that the water, there's movement below. And that is the key here. I used to see this card and I hated it because I kept getting it. I'm like, oh my God, my life is just, come to a dead stop. But I feel this for you is what's happening on the outside. This for you is showing you that while there's no progression on the outside in your life, it's all happening underneath. It's all happening inside. Because again, the lion is so that the lion is a lot about the self. So the self is emerging. Your self-esteem, your sense of yourself, your sense of who you are and where you are, or where you belong in the world and how you belong in the world are all being the knobs are being twisted. These things are all happening while nothing's happening. So this is a really powerful time for you. I'm getting really excited. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can. But I am. I'm getting really excited because I'm seeing with clarity, again, it comes in here, that this, while sometimes our guides and our higher self, they know that unless we're pushed, to a state of uncomfortableness, we're going to continue to do the same thing. And you could almost imagine that they're like, what are the drawing pins being stuck into that poor little turtle. I don't think they are. They're not. But they've been stuck on. I don't think they've been pushed inside. But it's that idea of, not pleasure and pain, because that's certainly not what this is about. This is about being uncomfortable so that you'll move through change. That's what Dragonfly is about. Is about leaving a situation that's not right for you. Is not what I was going to say, but that is what is coming out. So please take that advice from Spirit. So it's kind of like, without an outside means of slowing you down, of making you look within and what's happening in your world, you wouldn't be working on your emotions. You wouldn't be working on the very basic foundations of who you are and who you are at a core level. And what I'm seeing in the deep freeze is there's a bit of purple coming into the lion, and that to me is talking about your self-development and your ability to sort of come into that higher dimensional work for yourself, which is wonderful. And when we come back to what it is that created that, it doesn't matter what it was, and it doesn't matter whether it has pissed you off, is the words that I want to say, but you know what to do. You know to trust your inner knowledge and act on it without delay. It is about parting everything else and focusing on it. Now, we have two cards that we haven't talked about yet. We have the fire ant, and the fire ant, again, is about igniting passion and fire and, mobilizing, knowing that often we think that because we are I shouldn't say that. We think about ourselves in a really small way. We think that we can't affect change, that our way of thinking or being is often very specifically ours. And when we think with our bigger sense of who we are connected to a wonderful community, depending on your communities, because you may not identify with them yet, but it's through whatever's happening at the moment that you will learn that there is much more strength and power in your beliefs, and whatever this thing is pushing you into, you're going to forge new friendships, new communities, new connections, and you'll see this strength come into your life, and again, this clarity. But it's through movement, and it's through you not staying where you're comfortable, not staying where you're safe, and really identifying what it is. It's, really prioritizing. Sometimes it's what you don't want, but really understanding that with clarity, while you're frozen in time, while nothing is happening on the outside, because this is very deceptive. And through this, you're able to connect with others who think more like you do, to who you can trust more with who you really are. And then we have dolphin coming in, and dolphin is a really high vibrational animal, as we know that they communicate through sonar and are able to connect with their pods and their families each one knows, where they are in that pod. They know how to stay safe and stay together. And this to me feels like you're finding a soul family, a soul tribe. And now I understand why the little turtle is in here, because the turtle carries its home with it. So it doesn't matter if you feel like whatever's happened here was quite disruptive, revolutionary, took the wind out of your sails, whatever it is, and you feel a little bit like, whatever it was, it feels like it wrecked something. And what your guides want you to know, what Libra season is about for you, or Libra season, sorry, I don't know which way to say it, is it's about bringing in that balance for you, but it's about who you are at a very, very core level and trusting your inner knowledge. And it's don't wait to act on it, because when you do, some really great stuff is going to come in. Like, it's like your soul family, your high vibrational tribe of people are going to come in for you. And this clarity, this change, this dramatic change in your life, then you won't feel like you're stuck in this deep freeze anymore. But it's you that has to do the work. No one will do this for you. This is something that I could be telling you again in the following season if you don't do the work for yourself, and your guides wanted you to know that. I hope you've enjoyed this Libra season, I don't know, Libra season for you, 2020. Some really strong, powerful messages for you. A really exciting time in your life, even though it may not feel like it. If you like pick a card readings, I do 2 a week, and please consider subscribing. If you would like to book a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. Look forward to seeing you again in the next reading. Hi, pile 2, if you picked the orange little bracelet, this is your reading for Libra season, and we have Archangel Jeremiel with Life Review. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. What a perfect time to have a life review, Libra season, which is all about bringing things into balance. So let's have a look at your other cards and see what we are working with. What energies we're working with. And we can fit all those in. Beautiful. So we have life review. So at this time during Libra season, when it's all about balance, when it's all about looking at the scales, what's happening in your life, where is it that you're spending your energy? Is that the right place for you to be spending, your energy? We've got 2 cards on either side of you, which are the total opposites. They are both from the water realm. And one is Otter, which is all about playfulness, about joy and excitement, contentment. And it's just about, like playfulness, childlike energy. And then we have Beaver. And, you can see that's all lifted up. And then we have Beaver. And Beaver is a great spirit animal too, but it's all about hard work. It's all about tireless, grunt and doing the same thing over and over each day. Putting your family first, dependable, hardworking creatures, about financial stability. And beavers are real hard workers who don't stop until they're finished. And they're about, creating home and life for their family. It's really about selfless service. So we have 2 extremes here, both ends of the spectrum. So in your life at the moment, in this Libra season, your guides, your master guides really want you to look at this balance about where you're spending your energy. And and if you have that balance in your life at the moment. So I want to look at the cards below each of those cards, and we have Take Back Your Power, Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. And then next to that we have Abundance. But we have Take Back Your Power underneath Otter. And Otter is standing up, and so is this, so is Archangel Raziel. And I feel that there's this element of maybe you are overlooking this side of the balance in your life, perhaps the fun. And as soon as I've said that, my head is starting to spin, because I feel like perhaps you're not as invested in fun and joy as you once were, as you would prefer to be. So you picked a little bracelet which is filled with orange and yellow. So we have the colours there of sacral chakra and the solar plexus. And we've got lots of yellows and oranges and bright colours in here. And I feel there's an element here of you giving back to yourself, about you enjoying things more. Archangel Raziel has this golden colour. We've got the golden colour of Jeremiel. So there's a lot here about you giving back to yourself to improve the abundance in your life, because it's like there's nothing missing in your life. It's about bringing back balance into your life. So that's what it feels like for me. It's like your balance, your life is really really quite a good life, and most of the time you see that, and you're quite grateful, and there's usually a lot of give and take in your understanding, but at this point in time, it feels like you're out of balance in this work joy or work play relationship. Feels like that's out of balance, and that's what Archangel Jeremiel wants you to understand, that your life will feel more abundant when you've got it back in balance. And we have sacred wisdom here, and we have a lot of these, these big wings coming up to lift you out of these situations. And so it might mean that you have a look at. So Beaver's talking about work, and the idea of sacred wisdom is that we're not here just to pay bills. We're not here to work every day in our lives and then to die. That's not why we're here. And the owl is bringing your attention back to that. There are many moons in a month. There's much time for everything that you want to achieve in that month, and in each month and in each day. It's kind of like you need to bring in that sacred wisdom into every single day, and not get stuck into this rut of going to work to pay the bills, going to work to pay the bills. Of course, there is this, we have needs and things that we need to there are obligations that we have to, certainly do things in life, like go to work and pay our bills. But life doesn't have to be about that. And if we make our life about that, we're really pulling down this balance. And we won't feel that we're abundant anyway. Even if we're going to work each day to build this thing, we won't feel this abundance because we won't appreciate it, because our life is completely out of balance. Now, I feel like the side cards are your ways of bringing this into balance. And this is completely different from the other readings that I've already recorded. So this side here is about self-preservation. And this, to me, is really about this column. It's like bringing this into balance. This is why you feel like you can't play, because you're preserving yourself. You're saying everybody else in the world is doing this, is doing the daily grind, whatever it is. And it feels like I've got to fit into this pattern to preserve myself. And this is what's stopping you from being in this playful energy, being in this otter joy spirit. But this is where you have to take back your power, because when you're fitting into this, like when you plug into the matrix, for want of a better word, you don't have to mirror everybody. You don't have to do it that way. When you take back your power and when you're a bit more creative in the way that you do your work, in the way you come at your work, when you come at and it could be that your work is, in the home. It doesn't really matter where it is. But it's like finding those little moments of joy in the day, scheduling those moments of joy in the day, scheduling time for play. And that's play for you, not play for anyone else you're looking after or anyone else in your family. So sacred wisdom is all about looking after yourself first. And if you are the provider of your family, or if you are the contributor to that providing, and if that's the caregiving, then it's about looking after you first, taking care of you. And I'm really being pushed to the cycles of the moon here. So it's kind of like, there are times when our energy is up, so go with that. And then there are times when we need to, pull back and have a bit more quiet time. And you're really in need of doing that for yourself. Listen to your own cycles. They may connect into the moon, they may not. But it's like this obligation of doing what you have to do just because you feel like you have to, which is this card here, is not the way that this is meant to be for you. Paul the Venetian is coming in here to tell you that there is a different way to balance this. So it's kind of like at the moment you're balancing them in the reverse. The self-preservation is the thing that's stopping you and blocking the joy. And this element of, doing your duty is the thing that's stopping this, which is artistic expression. So here we have Paul the Venetian in this beautiful, light, soft, gentle energy that he's bringing in with this beautiful pink around him, real rose color. So that's that heart energy filled with joy, excitement, and expressing yourself from your heart. And so that could be knitting, that could be Play-Doh with your kids if you've got kids. It could be drawing, colouring in. It could be painting. It could be weaving, macrame, drumming, whatever it is. There's some aspect of artistic expression and exploration that is really calling you to come in. And it feels very connected to who you are at a core. And this sacred wisdom coming in by the owl, it feels like you're connecting back into something that is at a core level who you are. And that's when these sort of come in, this sort of steps up a gear, when you take back your power, when you come back into who you really are, when you focus on the 13 moons that are which is real feminine energy. 13 moons, we have 13 moons in a year, and it's all that cyclical stuff, the cycles of life. It's not about working till you drop dead. It's about finding the joy in each day, scheduling it if you have to, not being in preservation mode, taking back your power and coming into your artistic side, into your expressive side. And this is where your life review, and life reviews don't have to be, they don't have to start from day dot until the present day. It can be just taking stock of where you are right now and bringing it into balance, just bringing it back into alignment, just changing up little things each day so that you can feel more abundant, so that things lift up and that you're not just in this heavy energy of working each day and doing that daily grind, or and experiencing only those things and doing it because you're wearing that the cloak of the martyr, or that real drudgery is what I'm feeling. Because there's so much different energy available to you, and sometimes it's just how you see things. Because this card, self-preservation, doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can be really positive, but at the moment for you it doesn't feel that way. I really would love to know what artistic expression you would use in your life to help get you out of this. I know that that's something that I struggle with. I'm someone who, I was an art teacher. I love art, but I find it really difficult to find it in my day. Or put it in my day and each day. But I do these videos, and this feels to me really creative, and that's why I really enjoy them. Just a bit of personal information there for you. I've really enjoyed this reading for you at the time of Libra season. Please let me know in the comments what you thought. If you like pick a card readings, please subscribe to my channel. I do 2 a week. Thanks for stopping by today. I will see you in the next video. Hi there. If you picked pile 3, this is your pile for Libra season or Libra season. And this card is the card that's going to really set the tone for this season for you, and it's about leadership. Archangel Gabriel, it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Wow, the trumpet, I actually feel that this shell is very similar. You know how you see people pick up these shells, bigger ones, of course, and they use them as to make a big, loud sound. I feel like there's an element of you rallying the troops, of you banding together an army, right, which sounds like very, very strange. So let's have a look at your cards and see what messages we're being told. And your group actually is one of the ones that got the most cards. Lots from Spirit to say at the moment. So I'm going to put them all out. Okay, so where are we going to go first? I feel like I want to come back to the orange because I'm being guided to the sacral chakra. Archangel Gabriel is all about, speaking your mind. So I feel like the trumpet is, or communication, should I say. I feel like there's this element of your throat chakra connected to your sacral chakra for you in Libra season. And it's kind of like where you need to get that balance of being assertive and understanding that you are a leader in whatever realm in life that takes for you, whether that is on social media, whether that is within your friendship group, at school, at your workplace, or whether it is on a bigger scale for some of you. Now, I want to talk about this card here, burdock. And this is a time of harvest, but that's not really what I want to focus on with this card for you. I'm really feeling the prickly elements. I'm also seeing I'm going to bring it a bit closer so I can have a look at it. I'm also seeing the lake or the water that looks like it's dried up. And part of burdock is about harvest, purification, and attachment. And this card talks about having enough of enough, that there's something that you need to consider freeing yourself of, letting something go that's become toxic. And while we've got Archangel Gabriel there, I feel this card is giving you the significance of what, or the signpost of what it is where you need to speak up, to be a leader in your life and possibly others, but definitely within your own family. There's definitely a feeling of the things that are connected to you, and for some of you that might be a workplace, because that might be what the main part of your life. And then we have plantain, and plantain is about assertiveness, calm, and resilience, and I'm being very much drawn to the upright. That feels very masculine. It feels like you need to really be assertive. So these 3 cards here are all talking about a situation that has gone, beyond where it needs to be, and it's time for you to stand up and show some leadership and really, call on not only perhaps spirit guides and that sort of thing, but call on all of the aspects of yourself, and particularly those creative aspects, those fiery aspects of yourself, because there's a lot for you to tap into. The sacred pool below your leadership abilities. This talks to you about having the ability to conjure up anything. It's like the sacred, that's an interesting use of the word. The sacred pool is offering you up whatever it is you need. So if you need more courage, the sacred pool is there supporting you. If in leadership you need, that feeling of someone else there with you, the sacred pool will help you do that. The other thing is that the sacred pool adds up to a number 11. So we've got a master number there. So basically what Archangel Gabriel, amongst other guides and soul family, want to tell you is that at this time when you're going to step into your leadership, there's so much support available for you. It's time to let this situation go and, move through it. Now, the other thing that I want to come to is White Tara, because White Tara is sitting on a sea. Now, she's very calm. However, underneath her, the waters are moving quite rapidly. It's like she's floating quite serenely on top of there, but there is this element of disturbance happening. And it feels like perhaps this is where you have been in the past. You have been floating on the top, not allowing these things that are simmering below you to take root, to affect you. And that has been okay for you. But what about other people? How are, the other people in your life, family, career, whatever it is, workplace? Whatever's happening is perhaps you can overlook these things. Perhaps you can allow these waters to come, go underneath you and not be as affected as others. But what these cards are talking to you about is when you adopt this leadership position, excuse me, my language, my words, it's like you purify everything for everybody, not just yourself. So your place and your part in this is much bigger than you understand or than you did understand. So both of these cards talk about purification. So both of these cards are telling you that by taking action, by saying enough is enough, about saying this is no longer serving me, and you will have, it's like you'll be the catalyst for other people to create positive change. So you'll create positive change in your own life, because it's like you shouldn't have been allowing it to happen, but it's like, why would you let it happen? Why would you let it continually affect your equilibrium in wherever this is affecting in your life? Brown bear spirit, again, I've got this warrior coming in. Brown bear spirit's asking you to take time out, and I'm getting let's bring this a bit closer. So brown bear spirit has this jewelry over the third eye. And as I'm looking at this card for you, I'm really feeling this warrior, but I'm also really feeling my third eye. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's kind of like there's two things it could be for some of you. One is that it's like you take a pledge to yourself and say, yep, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to assert myself. I'm going to take this leadership position. And for other people, that may also be the case. We've got a 9 there too. So it's a completion, whatever this is, this stepping into this leadership position is definitely a completion part of this, whatever's happening at the moment for you in Libra season. But the other thing is, it's kind of like you take another step in your spiritual evolution by taking on this leadership role for people. So that's really powerful for you, really interesting too. So I'd love to hear in the description, the comment box below, what that is for you and if you know what that is. We have the owl inverted or turned upside down. And the owl is all-knowing. The owl can turn its head 360 degrees. And so being upside down, it's kind of like you're allowing things to be pulled over your eyes. You're allowing things to go unseen is really what I want to say. It's like you're turning back on some things. You're turning your back on some things, some aspects of whatever this situation is. So I think there's an element here of you having a better look, and with different eyesight is what I want to say, which is really weird. But what I mean by that is choosing a different perspective to come at this situation with. Now, we also have Scarab Beetle Spirit, Magic Works Through You. And these cards over here feel like your outcome card for Libra season. And it's like this is the situation and these are the outcome. So one is, again, it's a 9. This 27 adds up to a 9. And that will be a 7 up the top there, which is the number of magic. So they're basically telling you that when you do step into your creativity, when you do harness the power that is within your sacral chakra and you balance that with your throat chakra, there's going to be magic. You are going to sprout wings and fly. Not really, but that element of magical possibilities. You will be working with spirit. They will be supporting you. They will be offering you much support. People will come in with synchronistic elements. You will get the information you need. Whatever it is, however that magic comes to you, it'll be different for everybody. The other thing is to surrender. So when you're going into this position, it's not about you forcing your beliefs to bring around positive change. It's not about you saying, oh, this is how it's going to work, and as the leader, I'm going to be the one in front and blah, blah, blah. This is about allowing spirit to work through you. It is about surrendering and allowing that flow to happen. And again, we've got that water element. It's very much, there's a lot of water in here for you, that emotional element, but it's also that flow, really allowing the flow of things to come in and to work through you, which is really, really important. The magic happens when you surrender. The magic happens when you go into that flow. The magic happens when you open your wings up and allow the wind to support you. It's a beautiful, magical gift, and it's co-creation. It's not you simply asserting and pushing forward. It is you being in co-creation with the magic, with spirit, with that surrendering energy. This is a beautiful reading for you. I love this. I would really love to hear what it is that you're working on, or what this situation is that's pushing you into that leadership position, or you're stepping into that leadership position really valiantly and really, with both feet jumping right in. I've really enjoyed this reading for you. Libra season is definitely bringing some interesting energy into your world. If you enjoy Pick a Card readings, please subscribe to my channel for 2 each week. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 4. If you picked the little purple pussycat, then this is your reading today about hello from heaven. So we have, now it's really funny because when I was pulling these cards, which I did yesterday, this card just kept popping out and kept falling out of the deck, and before I'd even started shuffling. So there is definitely a message for you at this time. There's someone sending you a message from heaven, and that could be a spirit guide, that could be your higher self. It doesn't have to be a loved one, but it might be a special message from a loved one. And Archangel Azrael, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So a really nice message for you to start with in Libra season. Now, this is going to be sort of like the most pervasive message for you at this time. But let's have a look at what are the other things that are coming through for you. So we have sea serpent, we have intimacy, and we also have boundaries. So that's some interesting cards there. We also have lightning. I just want to make sure you can see that card as well. And we also have campfire. So without reading too much into this already, it feels like for you that there is this relationship. Not the word tussle wants to come out of my mouth. I don't know if that's going to apply for everybody, but it's a push and pull. Let's put it that way. There's a push and pull happening in a relationship that you have, an intimate relationship. And when I say intimate, it doesn't have to be, a twin flame, a soulmate, all of those words. It can mean a family member. However, the card is showing an embrace with two people. Therefore, for most of you, or for a lot of you, there will be a masculine, feminine, or a partnership role, should I say, a partnership. Gosh, my words are not coming out of my mouth. A intimate relationship, let's say that. That's a better word. So this card represents an intimate relationship, and it feels like there's a push-pull happening, and there's quite a lot of blue going on in a lot of your cards. So that's that throat chakra. There's that need to bring in boundaries, and it's kind of like there's a tension happening during Libra season, and this is where that balance is coming in. So Libra is, there's the scales of justice, bringing things into balance. And your loved one from heaven wants you to know that, yes, this is the time to bring things into balance. And it feels like it's your relationship. And if you have a look, we've got the two people here, and then we have another two people here. And the female is standing in the field just after the harvest, and the male, so it doesn't really matter which one you are in this relationship, whether you're male or female, but it can sometimes be that the divine masculine is that assertive person. So it could be that the divine masculine in your relationship is the feminine. But anyway, what I'm getting at here is we have the divine masculine both times is in blue and quite cool colors, and the divine feminine in both of these cards, they're both in reds and oranges. So really, really passionate, really, and I want to say fiery too. I want to say that there's a fieriness in the feminine in this relationship. And here, what I'm seeing here is that there's this imbalance in the relationship, and we've got the boundaries card, and it feels like one of the partners is sort of pushing the boundaries and wants the relationship to go in another way, and the other person has their feet firmly planted on the ground and feels like they're saying, but we're here, we know what we're doing down here. When you go take this ladder and build a bridge and find this new place to explore, what is our relationship going to look like? So this feels like this tussle that I'm talking about. We have change with lightning. So it's like one partner is pushing for this change. Now, it's not right or wrong. There's no decision to be made. But what I mean by that is not that there isn't a decision to be made. It's like each decision is good and bad. Like there is no right or wrong here. I hope that makes sense. Makes sense why I'm saying it. And then we have sea serpent, and sea serpent is quite a high vibrational energy because this is the element of spirit, and so again we've got spirit and spirit calling to you. So I feel like you're getting some signs from heaven yourself, and this could be that you're seeing feathers, you're seeing repeated numbers. What else? Things like dragonflies, butterflies, something repetitive. It could be that you keep seeing cats. It could be that you keep seeing purple cats. There is quite a lot of purple here too. That's your crown chakra being activated by your guides and your team. But sea serpent for me talks about a treasure that's inside. And you can see that sea serpent is all about protecting this energy. And it's at that spiritual level. And it feels like one of these partners in this relationship wants to take the relationship into a different area. And that area to me feels like it's this spiritual realm. It feels like it's a deeper level. So for some of you, it'll be on a deeper level. This person wants to take the relationship in a different way. But for a lot of you, it feels like this person wants to take this in a deeper level, but on a spiritual level. So it's kind of like deeper, but lifting it up, which is how I see this. And I really am feeling that scales of justice for you, the up and down. And that's what's being highlighted in this Libra season for you. And now I'm being pulled to the new moon too. So for you, you may notice that around the new moon, and the new moon will happen right at the end of Libra season. So if you're watching this and you're not noticing this, because this is going to be a dramatic shift, a dramatic pull and push in this relationship, you may not see it until the new moon. And then we have campfire and storytelling. And the energy is just really drawing me back down here. It's really coming back down to earth. So there's a lot of spiritual energy happening over here. And then we've got campfire and the number 5, we've got 5 seated around here. This for me feels like a birth of something. But it's a very much an earth-based birthing. So that could be that you're bringing an idea from, the two of you are bringing an idea into the more earth realm. It could be that together, once you've worked through these things, although I don't see the working through part here, doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but it's like there's this element of you both coming back down and, sitting around in a circle and talking it out. But as you can see, there's more people involved here. So whether that is your family, your extended family, friends, or this could be, for some of you, it could be a work relationship, but it's more than that for you. And so this is other people sitting down at the table. This card is all about the storyteller. And I feel like your relationship is the story here. Don't really understand what that means, but I think for some of you, you'll understand what that means. I'm bringing in 2 more cards for you. One is Giraffe Spirit and see the big picture. And the other one is Moon Cycles. And so see the big picture. I feel like when this relationship imbalance begins, that's what you really need to do. You're the partner that needs to breathe and not overreact, not jump one way quickly and make a rash decision, but stand back and think about the perspective that, if you take a higher vantage point, like the idea of a big, long, tall giraffe's neck, could you see it from some different perspectives? And perhaps that's what Spirit really wants you to do, is see it from this higher spiritual perspective. And we have moon cycles, and as I said, this was really drawing me to the new moon. So perhaps the timing for this, or for the culmination of this, happens for you or for some of you, around the time of the new moon. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize on these cycles. The other thing is that you could talk to Archangel Haniel about setting intentions for your relationship at the time of the new moon. Perhaps that's what is being talked about or discussed here. And perhaps the new moon is the time when you actually bring it down, because perhaps this is more in the element of air, because we're talking about that high spiritual dimension. So perhaps it's coming down through the ethers, and it'll come right down, into the earth plane around this time, which is where these energies can be grounded a bit more. This is a really interesting reading for you, Group 4. I hope you have found some value in it. I hope it's sort of unlocked a door for you for Libra season. It's a really interesting Libra season for you. There is definitely that elements of balance coming in your relationship. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about this and how it relates. And, I love to hear what people have to say and how these readings work for you. Thanks for watching today. If you enjoy pick a card readings, please consider subscribing to my channel, or please subscribe to my channel. I post 2 a week. I like to focus on the moon cycles, the energy of the month and the season, as well as general other pick a card readings. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you again in the next reading. Bye.